Welcome in, everybody, to the first episode of the Pass Club. Today we got some great stuff for. We're going to get into a weekend recap, getting to an exciting weekend of college football, an even better weekend of NFL. We're going to do some 2-minute timeouts, some punchline jokes. Then we're going to get into the weekend look ahead, talking Dogs, Vols, USF, Miami, and much, much more. Stay tuned. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Pass Club. The Pass Club, the Pass Club, the Pass Club, the Pass Club. Pass Club, the Pass Club.
All right. It's here. Finally, we're back. It's been a long hiatus. If you're new here and you don't know, this is like our fourth podcast together. Hey, fourth time's a charm, boys. Fourth time is the absolute charm. How are you guys doing? I feel like it's been a weird, long time since we've been in this format. I'm excited to get back into it and chat with you guys about some great sport takes.
You know, I mean, a lot of stuff has changed, and yet some things remain the same. Since our last podcast, Tennessee still has not beaten Georgia, so just gonna.
We're already getting it. We're already getting into that. Okay,
brother.
Why don't you introduce yourself first?
Hey, there's no need for introductions. I'm the man with a plan. I am Michael Leonard Jr., the guy that wishes he was going up to Neyland to watch the ass kicking that is going to be taking place this weekend.
All right, next guy.
Really quick with it on the scene. I'm going to do the same thing our buddy Michael Leonard Jr. just did and just say something off the rails about sports. But they don't warn you about how long of a wait it is for football season when your baseball team sucks. And for everyone in this podcast here that you're going to listen to, we're all Braves fans, and it's been a horrible year. But we made it. Like you said, Dylan, we made it. I'm the Pelican. You can call me Elkins, but I'm going to be here giving you some of the best takes you could hear on any podcast. But without further ado, Dylan, I'm so happy to be back. It has been a long time coming.
Long overdue. I really thought we'd have a rendezvous. I think our last episode was posted back. And I listened to it today. We were talking about Coach Prime at Jackson State, and we're talking about I think it was Georgia Cincinnati too. That was the last show we did. So it's been a while.
That was a walk-off field goal.
It was. I'm ready for a new chapter. Why don't we go ahead and get into it, gents? Why don't we just go ahead and do this thing? Let's talk about this wild weekend we had. First real weekend of football. I say that because it's the first real weekend of football when you got both college and NFL. It just hits a little different. You know, watching a college football game on Sunday was just a little too weird for me. It's cool. It's like, yeah, this is nice because we don't have anything else on, but it feels naughty, right? It feels wrong.
It's one of those things. It's like your side chick taking the place of your main chick for a week when she's on vacation. You know what I'm talking about here? You know, NFL's on vacation. Okay, all right, I got you. NFL's on vacation, right? We're talking like a 6-month vacation. And then your side piece hits you up, says, hey, let me come over. You go, well, my main piece is coming back in a week, right? But you let her come over anyways. That's what college football on a Sunday and a Monday night feels like. It's your side piece coming over a week before your main piece gets home.
The only piece I know, brother, is 12-piece from Chick-fil-A. Elkins, how you feeling about week one being here? Real week one.
It's been full of highs and lows already. If you want to talk week one college football, certainly some highs. And if you want to talk week one of the NFL, certainly some lows. I'm more excited for NFL this year, maybe. NIL has been deterring me just a hair, and if I want to watch players get paid, I ought to watch the ones that are really good. But
fair.
I want to have fun, so I'm going to watch all the games on Saturday. I'm going to watch all the games on Sunday, and I'm going to watch that last game on Monday night. And, you know, it's happening right now. But
It is.
aside the fact, it has been a true privilege to watch some of these games. We had a great one last night. Um, but
All
I
timer
can I
last
can
night? What'd you say?
I
I
think
would
it
say a
is one
top
of the
five.
best football games I've ever watched. It was
Yeah,
better
same.
than the Chiefs and the Rams 6 or 7 years ago. I think it was a better game than that.
Yeah, I
If
would
we're
agree with
talking
that.
all-time NFL, 100%.
I would agree with that. We'll get to that here in a second. Why don't we dive into this college football weekend, man? It was absolutely insane. One of the most memorable ones I think I've had in a while. Not on my own personal team. We played a nobody, but I mean, let's just start off with USF, man. You got to give it up. Alex Golish completely coming in and turning that program around. And I told you guys, this is, as a Tennessee fan, I am well aware this is the reason our 2022 offense was as good as it was. You could tell a clear difference after he left to take the head coaching job at South Florida. This guy knows how to work with what he's got. He knows how to scheme people open. And it showed. It showed. He walked into the swamp, which is still something not even, Tennessee hasn't won there since I was in Pampers, pretty much. He walked into the swamp and took him down. I mean, it's impressive. What do you guys think? Let's get into it.
When you play enough NCAA college football games, going into the swamp with USF is really difficult to win on Heisman difficulty. And
Yeah.
he went in there and they played a dominant brand of football that hasn't just surprisingly showed up this year. They have been a strong squad for the past 3 seasons with Byron Brown at quarterback, and they're going to continue to be really good. I think they have a mulligan next week against Miami. That's a game they can lose, and they can still have a clear shot to the playoff.
Oh, I mean, 100%. If you look at the conference that they're in, let's just be honest here. It's not the most up and down, strength and frightening conference. So if they play even a
Doesn't
20-point
send
game,
shivers down your spine, Mel.
oh hell no, I am not scared of anybody in that damn conference. But even okay, let's put it like this: if they keep it to even to a 20-point game against Miami this weekend, and they run the table in conference play, you are looking at your they don't do the automatic 5 seed anymore, but you are looking at your group of 5 bid in US.
Yeah, they'll be the 12th. They'll be the 12th.
Easily.
Yeah.
And I don't think
So-
that's a bold statement either. I mean,
No, that's not a, outlandish take at all. And honestly, we've seen a lot of college football. This is kind of feels like it's setting up for. I hate to say this because I like USF. I like Alex Golish. Doesn't it kind of feel like it's setting up for them to kind of get blown out? Maybe 2 big wins back to back, and people are like,
Well-
I'm on Twitter, and people are like, oh, game day should have went to USF Miami. What I mean,
think the
I
bigger
get the
tragedy.
sentiment,
I think.
but
Well, I was gonna say I think the bigger tragedy is this game being played on the CW channel. The CW.
Yeah, that's ludicrous. That's
that
like
is the biggest tragedy of the weekend.
do you know how like people in England will just jail people for like coughing now? Like we should jail people for putting a ranked matchup on the CW. Like that they were
But, I mean-
playing Arrow in the Flash like last week, and now we have a great college football. That's insane to me. What are we doing?
But I mean, hats off to CW. Hats off to CW. And quite frankly, the ACC kind of has it figured out because if I'm not mistaken, I think the CW is their SEC Network Plus, like their streaming game. Am I wrong about that? Every
I don't know.
SEC team has to play on
Yeah.
the ESPN Plus app. I think that's
Oh, yeah.
kind of like their. So at least it's on national TV. I'll give them
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they've got their outlet. We've got ours. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. When you exchange enough text with Mal Leonard, it will make you want to jump on this podcast and talk. And last week is when we sort of hit a turning point. And for me, it was about South Florida Bulls. We had one side of the thing with Mal here, who loved the Gators at home against South Florida, who beat a bad Boise State team.
Rightfully
And
so.
then me knowing ball had to jump on South Florida. I'm really excited for our segment coming up with the dogs, good boy of the week. I am fired up for that because it's gonna be able. Gosh, I'm losing it here. It's gonna give us a stage here to display our ball
Yeah.
knowledge,
It,
and
it will. And I've completely forgot to mention that in the intro. Yeah, we're doing a segment called Good Boy. Who's a good boy? Essentially, we
good boy?
pick. They have to be more than a 6.5 point dog, and we take them, and however much they cover by, that's how many bones we get. So, for instance, if a team is, a dog of 10 points and they win by 14, you get 14 bones. Very simple, very exciting. Looking forward to it. But yeah, USF gets it done in the swamp. Really impressive. This squad is chippy. They just have something to them, man. There's no quit in them. They got in a few bad situations late in the game, and they still were able to. Now, as much as that is that Florida shooting themselves in the foot or USF getting, making breaks on their own, but who knows? But they got through it. That's the thing. As a group of 5 team coming into the swamp of all places and getting it done, it's impressive. Now I want to flip over real quick to Mississippi State. This one was such a fun watch, and I got to say, I got to shout out one guy here. I got to shout out Brandon Walker. I was watching Brandon Walker's stream when he was watching it. Look, I complain about being a Tennessee fan. We don't get a lot of joy. I can't fathom being a Mississippi State fan. That's like third world poverty. Like if Tennessee is, I don't know.
Mississippi's already a
we'll
third
say,
world country. So.
Close enough. But
close enough.
If Tennessee is the Panama of the world, Mississippi State's like that small country inside of another country somewhere. Like a city-state. Like that's what it is. Sure. But hey, that was a fun game. Did you guys catch that one?
I did catch a little bit of it. I was on the wrong end of that when I had Arizona State in that game as well. But the funniest video to come out of that game had to be from the Arizona State practice where they were just shaking cowbells in their players' faces. I don't know if anybody saw this video. They
had one lady, like a very small lady, like just shaking cowbell lady. They just had a cowbell lady.
I read a report that said they were practicing with loud cowbells. So in my head, I immediately go to the sound of 50,000 cowbells over 8 speakers across their practice facility. And that's what I'm imagining them practice to. And then I see this damn video. Now, first of all, that's why I bet them. Then I see this video only to see one little lady just shaking a cowbell in somebody's face, like a little annoying gnat. And that's what we get. That's on me for not doing my research. It's on me. I didn't do my research.
Well, also, Kenny Dillingham, the few days before kickoff comes out and is like, there's nowhere here. Like he's talking about the college time in Mississippi. There's nothing here. There's no hotels, nothing. Is there anything worse you can do, specifically for an SEC team, than to insult their town? That is one thing people love. That your town could be a dump. Starkville might be a dump for all I know. I've never been there. I don't know. You don't say that, especially as an opposing team ranked coming into a place that is so hungry for a win, they would shoot you on the street for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it goes. I think the Grambling. Anybody see the Grambling coach? This is a little bit off topic, but did anybody see the video of the Grambling coach before they went in and played Ohio State?
No,
I did not see it.
Okay, we need to pull up this video if we can put this video up. But their coach is in a press conference and they're talking to him, asking him about this Ohio State game and really just waiting for some rat poison, waiting for some kind of rat poison. He goes up there and he basically says, and I quote, "They got a great band. We got a great band. It should be a really, really good band off."
I did see this quote now that you mentioned it. Yes.
But then he goes on to say, "We know what's about to happen."
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
we
at
love
that
a head
level,
coach with self-awareness.
Yeah, at that level, especially when you're FCS playing up, that's tough. That's tough. So, yeah, but it was a lot of fun watching it. Blake Shapen slinging it. Go ahead, Pelican.
I really got to applaud the efforts from Mississippi State this weekend, but I didn't really finish my point on South Florida. This is my last footnote on this game here.
Getting it in.
We haven't prefaced this yet, but Roll Tide. I'm a Bama guy. Our guy Mal here, Georgia, and Dylan, Tennessee, and it's a miracle that we're all friends and we haven't tried to kill each other yet. But South Florida, nobody's thinking about Alabama losing week 1 except Bama fans now because everybody's looking at Florida like they gotta figure some stuff out.
God knows, but at least many a times I've wanted to struggle.
At least for the week, it has taken the pressure off the Bama fans a little bit, and we could sleep at night a little bit.
Well, scoring 70-plus points, too. I don't give a shit if it's against a UF or a FCS team. Scoring 70-plus points helps, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
give
They
you all
look
that.
dialed in. Did you guys see that clip of the Alabama player? Let's just kind of hop over to this. That Alabama player coming up in Kalen's ear and just like, I don't know what he said. I don't know if anyone knows what he said, but he definitely was like, I swear, if you pull up on these fools, dude, gas all 4 quarters. Don't pull up.
Tim Keenan is a really special player on our team, and he's always brought that energy. But he must have said something along the lines of disrespect will be assessed appropriately. That's his go-to there, and
That's nice.
Florida State kind of flipped that one on its head a little bit, but that was week
Well,
one.
whenever you
Hey,
whenever you
starting.
said-
3.
They got on that bus after the Florida, and they're like, okay, now, actually, just kidding. Starting now. Just so everyone's clear, we will not tolerate disrespect now.
That's right.
Well, I don't know. Getting clotheslined by the opposing team's kicker is pretty damn disrespectful.
That was a 45-yard punt return. I don't
It was
understand how that was a
45-yard
bad
punt
play.
return. No, I'm just saying he got absolutely clotheslined
He
by
did.
a kicker.
He did.
That's them's fighting actions right there. If you let a
Was it at
kicker
least a fat
clothesline you-
kicker?
No.
Oh,
Eh,
see, that's where
he
it's like
was-
kind of fun. It's their fat
Yeah.
kickers.
He was a little bit bigger side, but yeah, you want the Reggie Bullocks. Is that his name?
Yeah.
You want the Bullocks of the world going at these guys. Youngway Koo made a tackle on Sunday. Shout out to kickers that can tackle.
I feel like we got to make a rule change in NCAA. You got to be at least 250 to kick. It's like Pee Wee football, where you had to be like under a certain weight to carry the ball. You got to be at least 250 to kick. We want to see, we want to see some Thanksgiving hams on these thighs when they line up for a field goal.
At least 250 and under 6 foot.
Yeah,
a short,
right.
stubby kicker.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen like a tall kicker? Come on.
No.
So
Well-
what's everyone's got a vision in their head when they think of a kicker or punter making a tackle? Like what one player comes to mind when you think about kickers that tackle? For me,
I
it's
don't know
Pat
if there's
McAfee.
a specific.
I feel like Pat McAfee's got his own highlight
Yeah.
reel of hard hits.
He does. Nobody quite does it like that anymore, you know? I don't know. Hey, shout out FCS kickers. They're chippy. Those are the ones that'll get you, man, because they ain't got nothing to lose. They're not going to be playing on Sundays. They're going to be working at H&R Block next year. They don't care. They're coming to
There's
lay
nothing
your
wrong
ass
with that.
out. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, H&R
Nothing wrong
Block's
with
a
that.
fantastic company, I assume, right? So, nothing wrong with that. Anyways, hey, how about this? Let's get into our week 1 winners here. I have 3, but I can narrow it down real quick. Week 1 winner for me personally is Oregon. Oregon won the weekend for me. Not saying they're the top, but of the one, I do like Oregon, how they look, man. 69-3. They're beating Gundy like an FCS team. It's very impressive. Dante Moore looks great. I don't know what else to say. It's just impressive stuff. So that's my week 1 winner. Feel free to. Al, who was your winner this week?
And this might seem a little biased, but the rationale behind it is 100% there. And my week 1 winner is Kirby Smart. Going in, the game that they played against Austin Peay, the way they won that game, just an abysmal performance, right? Now the entire nation, it feels like, is doubting Kirby Smart and doubting the Georgia Bulldogs. Dylan's shaking his head right now. But as everybody knows, whenever the world is against Georgia, Georgia typically delivers. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bias.
When you go into Sanford, I don't even know what Stanford, who cares? When you go into that stadium, did they force a pill down your throat for mind control?
There is no
Seriously,
mind control. Look.
fifth team in the nation picked to win the SEC. Everybody's doubting us. We were picked to finish 9th in the SEC, brother. Let that sink in. Open the door and let it in. Because I don't know what's in the water. I don't know what is Kirby pissing in the fluoride? I don't know. Because you guys pull this we're doubted crap like every week, and I'm so sick of it. Everyone's so sick of it at this point. Get on Twitter. Everyone hates it.
I don't care, because all I'm seeing on Twitter is this is Tennessee's win. Tennessee's only lost 1 game in 2022 in Neyland Stadium. Well, guess what? That 1 game was to Georgia.
2023. It was Georgia.
2023.
Yeah, that was definitely a meme post by somebody.
Hey. But all I'm seeing is doubt upon doubt upon doubt. And it's even coming from the Georgia fans at this point, too. Which, I mean, we've been through this millions of times. I don't know why they're doubting, but it's a cycle. Mike Bobo sucks. Gunnar Stockton sucks. We all suck. We don't suck. I'll see you in Neyland on Saturday. Week 1 winner, Kirby Smart.
Thank you. All right, Pelkin, let's hear it.
I think I agree with you, Dylan. There's a lot of winners from week 1. I could easily agree with your pick. I think there's some obvious ones with Florida State. I think Miami had a fabulous week, but I'm going to go with LSU. I think LSU has got so much momentum. I'm not going to let this La Tech in-state game deter me from how great LSU has looked. I mean, they won by 16. It's tough to beat these in-state opponents. I don't care if it's UAB coming to Tuscaloosa, if it's Georgia State going to Georgia. That school is going to play the face of the state, and they're going to go put on their best performance. So that's what you got with the La Tech LSU game. But going into the fake Death Valley and winning, it's a great result for LSU, and they've earned that rank. I believe it's number 3 right now. They've got a lot of upside going into this season. And yeah, if there's at this point in the season, I think LSU will be the SEC champ.
I tend to lean to agree to that.
Fair. All right, so week 1 winners in college. We have Oregon, Kirby Smart, and LSU Tigers. Let's flip the script here. Let's get into actual week 1 of the NFL. I know we just said week 1 for college is incorrect. Actual week 1 for NFL. Let's get into it. I'm going to be completely honest here. It was great. It was great to sit on the couch and take these games in. Not a ton of great games, but there are a lot of surprises. I will say that. A lot of surprises. We can kind of get into that. I'll start with one off the top of my head. I know me and Elkins got on the wrong side of a bet on this one. Hey, Indiana Jones is here, boys, and he's real. Danny Dimes looks incredible. And I was talking about this with one of my coworkers today. I don't know if it was much as him looking great or, just the Dolphins being absolutely a dumpster fire right now.
Daniel Jones has been the quarterback for a playoff team in the New York Giants in the past. So make no mistake, he can play some great football. And he displayed that in week 1 at home in the Jim Irsay game, if you will. Rest in peace. But
we just totally did not see that coming. We missed that. He died a few months ago.
We did.
And it just, I'm not trying to be rude here. It just completely, I saw it and I was like, that sucks. That sucks. But I just completely forgot. And then I turn on the game and these people are walking around in these shirts that say, do it for the boss. And it's Jim Irsay in a cowboy hat. And I remember I shot a text off to Elkins. I said, we're doomed, brother. We're doomed. I completely forgot this is a Jim Irsay game. Do you remember, I think it was right after he died, the Pacers were playing. And they had a great win. I think might have been playoffs.
I remember that
great win.
It could have been the conference finals or the NBA finals, but they were doubted all playoffs, and they must have been like an 8-point, 9-point underdog, and they took care of business pretty easy.
Yeah, we should have seen it coming. So that's on us.
To finish the note on that game, as much credit as I want to give to Jonathan Taylor, Pittman might be back, Daniel Jones playing well, this Dolphin team is not going to have a good season. It is not looking good. The Colts are not the best.
No.
Defensively, you should be able to move the ball a little bit against the Colts with weapons like Devon Achane, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. And if you think Tua is the guy, you should be moving the ball against the Colts, and that was not existent until garbage time. That game said a lot more about the Dolphins' future than it did the Colts.
And I mean, how much of that are we actually going to put on Mike McDaniel? It was
probably not enough.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, his personality, his almost egotistical personality, kind of makes you forget that he's not the greatest head coach sometimes. His one-liners, he gives us some of the greatest moments in the NFL. Is he the funniest NFL head coach? Without a doubt, 100%. I would say yes. Would y'all agree with that?
Funniest?
funniest.
There's a few. I love Mike
I don't.
Tomlin. I think he's hilarious.
Mike Tomlin's got some great moments. Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
He's great
Yeah.
in the commercials. He is great. Give me some of them tendies, dog. Give me some.
Yeah,
of them
but I
tendies.
mean that's scripted. I mean you're a man of film. You're a man of film. You know, scripted
But
funny is
hey,
different from one-liner funny.
He pulls it off. I mean, you never seen that man.
does.
I just want a beer and a cheeseburger. You know, he's like the Sam Pittman of the NFL. You know, I just want a
That's
beer and a
right.
cheeseburger. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's Super Bowl. He's like, I'm not worried about that. Give me Danish.
I'm gonna need your help here, Mal, on this Georgia player, or I guess it was a Georgia Tech player in this interview or some sort of video. Uh, I guess it might have been Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter, one of the two, some dominant force on that O line or D line a couple of years back. But they were playing Georgia Tech, and they weren't really trash talking. They were just straight up telling the other team, like, y'all are so unprepared.
It was Jalen Carter, I think.
He said, y'all are just so unprepared.
Yeah,
I feel like
Georgia Tech quarterback was talking about that. I remember that. That video is from two years ago, I think.
Maybe,
It's still one
yeah.
of the all-time videos.
That I think about that video regularly whenever I watch games that are blowouts. I just can envision the Colts edge rushers talking to the Dolphins tackles like, "Hey, y'all are not ready to play today. Like, what's wrong with you? Did y'all even go to training camp?" That's what I was thinking watching the
Tua's
Dolphins.
not going to make it. Tua's not going to make it, boys. His career's over. Let's go ahead and drop the gavel a little bit early. Let's get this decision out of the way. You know, we got a cake break here in 10 minutes. Tua's career's over. It's done. It's hard for me to sit here and think that he'll ever get better. It seems like there's no improvement since he's gotten to the league. It's just
to be fair,
worse
his
and
brain
worse.
is scrambled eggs right now. So, I mean, to be fair, he probably should have retired after the hit last year.
Yeah, I bet the Colts said that game was over easy.
That was funny. Give me the.
Thank you.
You got it.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, give it to me. Oh,
Let's redo that one. There we go.
But if we're talking about preparedness, how about we go to two offenses that were prepared in the Steelers and the Jets offenses?
Let's get into it. What a win for Aaron Rodgers to come back. Did you guys see his post-game presser? Did you guys watch that?
I caught a couple clips of it.
Well, you know, he pretty much said there was a lot of people in that Jets organization that did not think he could still play. So he said it was just nice to come in there and just drop it on their head pretty much. And he was walking off the field. He was pulling this, listening. Hey, I tell you what, this is an Aaron Rodgers that we haven't seen in a minute. He kind of went through, when he was with the Jets, he kind of went through his let's ingest every medical high in our body we can get. Let's go lock ourselves in a cave. Steelers have toughened this guy up, it seems like. This is a different Aaron Rodgers, man. We haven't seen this guy since Green Bay back in his prime time. He's letting that rip on these fools. And, it's very exciting to watch.
I mean, it is really exciting to watch. But, I mean, looking at that Jets offense on the flip side, I mean, Justin Fields, shout out to Justin Fields. He looked immaculate. He looked incredible. And so how much of this is wrong place, wrong time for the Jets and for Aaron Rodgers whenever they married? I just think that was a disaster waiting to happen. Yeah. And divorce is never a fun thing, but sometimes it needs to be amicable. And sometimes whenever you do separate, great things happen, and great things did happen. We got an incredible game out of that. So,
yep.
Certainly, that one was definitely one of the most fun. I won't say the most fun because I think everyone knows what the most fun game was, but out of those two games that I'm referencing, the Ravens-Bills game, the Steelers-Jets game, my big takeaway is 41-year-olds. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Prater, they are the winners from week one. They look fabulous. Kicking the ball, walk off. It's not easy to do it at that age. I'm a little over half of their age. They've been playing football longer than I've been able to do long division.
Yeah. That's where you went, long division.
That's the first thing that came to my head. Like, maybe multiplication.
Take a step or anything.
Yeah, it's
not only that, but I mean, if we're going to reference,
go.
I was going to say, if we're referencing the field goal, the fact that it wasn't necessarily a fire drill field goal, but I mean, to run him out there like that.
That was still pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, to
Did
run
y'all
him out
see
there,
him rip the smelling salts?
yeah.
I did.
I
It was impressive.
I thought that was brilliant because, you know, what I'm thinking is you go out on the field, you rip a smelling salt, I think your nerves immediately go away. So I think that's
Smart.
why he did that. I
Hey,
think that's
We
really
should all
smart,
rip
man.
man.
smelling
There's a
salts.
reason why he's still kicking
We should.
today.
We should.
We should
Hey.
rip smelling salts. Then Dylan, you going to game day?
No, I never go to game day when it's at Knoxville. That's too big of a crowd for me.
You need to go to game day, and you need to get the Pat McAfee kick. And
Yeah, I
then
don't know
rip
if I'd have
smelling
any.
salts right before.
Well,
it.
I think a
think you have to be a
precursor is you
student.
have to be there like the day before, and you have to be a student. So
Okay.
neither of those for me. But real
I'm our
quick, I
last
just want
hope.
to kind of, me and Elkins. Elkins is a Broncos fan. I am a Titans fan. Real quick, I just have I have two quick things I want to point out from that game. Cam Ward looks poised as all hell. When you're a rookie quarterback in your first start and you're yelling at your offense and like getting them into gear, getting them lined up, telling them what they're doing wrong, absolutely commanding. I've never seen a rookie ever command an offense like this. It's very impressive. He made all the throws he needed to do. He just had no time. But that's my first point. My second point is, what the hell happened to Bo Nix? I don't know if he played too much Madden in the offseason or if he was on TikTok too much, but dear God, let me tell you, that guy was playing like he was waiting on somebody to make a TikTok edit of him. With that, where it zooms in and the beats, that kind of crap. He was trying to throw it off his back foot. He was trying to do all this crap. Elkins, you've seen way more games of Bo Nix than I have. Am I right on this, or am I even close, or am I what?
It seemed like there was a point late in last season where we were hitting our stride. We played the Bengals on a Saturday in week 16 or 17, and it was a great game between Joe Burrow was incredible last year, and Bo Nix was playing out of his mind at that point in the season. So I know he can play well, but what I saw from him in week 1 made me think he had never made a start before because Cam Ward played better than him. If Cam Ward played for the Broncos on Sunday, I think we would have won that game by 28 points.
Yeah, I
That might be a
wholeheartedly
little bit
agree.
of a stretch, but
But
the Broncos,
I'd give you at least 17. I'd give you at least 17. Cam Ward looked great,
yeah,
man.
maybe
Really,
three
really good.
scores. Three scores is the
How
number.
about that first drive, the first little Mahomes shoulder slip?
That was so sick.
That was,
Oh, wow.
was so
electric.
sick.
I thought
was
we were in
electric.
trouble. I could give my 2 points on the game, but I'll just give my personal assessment of my team, the Denver Broncos. C minus is generous for this offense. I'll give them a C minus. And special teams really wasn't great either. The way I look at football games, you've got to win 2 out of 3 elements: special teams, offense, and defense. And I feel like Denver only won on defense because the assessment for our defense was an A or an A plus. We gave up 12 points, all field goals. Cam Ward put the ball on his receiver's hands or the DB's hands every single time. Not the DB's hands, as in it was a bad throw. It was a pass breakup. These corners on Denver are just something different.
Unreal.
If PS2 keeps up the form, the Chiefs dynasty is going to be long gone here in 2 seasons. With the Chargers' young talent and the Broncos' young talent, they won't be able to keep up.
Agreed.
In that Chargers game, I'll give a shout out to my boy the Pelican over here. After that Thursday night football game, I think Elkins and I both had the underdog in that game. Is that correct, Elkins?
The underdog Thursday Cowboys,
Yes.
or the
you and I
underdog Friday
both.
Chargers.
You and I both had the Cowboys, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, I didn't take the Cowboys, but I knew the Cowboys were going to play a great game.
Anyways, I say all that to say, after that game, Elkins said the underdog will win one of these 2 games. Vegas will make
Always
sure of it.
happens.
And I'll be damned. I said, all right, I'm riding the Chargers, and Chiefs looked like warmed over crap Friday.
They look bad. They look real bad.
Really
and
bad.
I don't, and it feels like I've fallen into this trap at least 3 out of the past 4 years. maybe they just always start slow, but every year I'm like, I turn on their first 1 or 2 games, I'm like, they don't have it anymore, and then something happens, and they make something out of nothing. So I'm gonna hold off to at least like week 5 or 6 before I start making any conclusions because these boys have been known to be sneaky.
They are very sneaky, and Travis Kelce could have some other things on his mind right now. We don't have to get into it. But Travis Kelce could definitely have some other things preoccupying his mind with, if he's going to take her last name or not. Travis Swift sounds kind of sick.
I really think he needs to shake it off and focus on football.
There
There
we go.
Give me it.
I would make a pun, but I don't know any songs.
That's one of the 4 or 5 I know.
Wow.
I don't know
You're
any.
a real anti-hero, Dylan.
Well,
Keep going.
To reiterate, to go back on what you were saying, Mal, that Thursday and Friday game, I knew an underdog was going to win. I'm here to give some of the best advice. I told you I give great takes. We don't have a doubleheader this Monday as we're recording this episode, but next Monday, Buccaneers at the Texans, Chargers at the Raiders. I don't know which one of these underdogs will win the game outright, but one of them will win the game outright. So
Raiders
if
didn't
I'm
look half bad, but we can kind of get into that.
did we have any more overreactions? I know I definitely had one more for week 1 of the NFL season.
I don't think I have any in me besides that.
I have one, and that my overreaction is fire Raheem Morris, which I don't even think that's really an overreaction. The motherfucker has not been able to manage a clock for his entire career as a head coach, his short-lived career as a head coach, but haven't been able to manage a clock. Some of the decisions he makes are just very boneheaded, like, challenging the Drake London catch. Did everybody watch that game Sunday?
I was tuned in. Yeah, that was a little odd.
Challenging the Drake London catch. He might have caught it, he might not, but there was never an angle that was going to show that he caught that ball. You lost a timeout that really could have proved useful there towards the end of the game. The defense was atrocious, and then Younghoe Koo. Elkins, let's just talk about it. You just want to go and get it off your chest, buddy?
I'm good. I've given him some grace here. He's been kicking for a few years. He's gonna make big kicks. He's gonna miss big kicks. But if you miss more big kicks than you're making big kicks, I'm saying kicks a lot right now. But
you can kick bricks.
Yeah,
Kick rocks.
exactly right. Speaking of kicks, the Lions brought 2 field goals to Lambeau Field and then a garbage time touchdown. For the record,
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
For the record, the touchdown they did score was off the charts. Might have been the best catch. Him and D-Hop are my candidates for the best catch from week 1. D-Hop's catch was fire, but Isaac Tesla, the rookie, getting his first touchdown in week 1, that was a great catch as well. But I want to give an overreaction here. And I think overreaction is the perfect way to go about what I'm about to say about the Lions season. But they're not going to be in the playoffs this year.
No,
that is my overreaction.
Look, they lost their offensive coordinator. Is that right?
And defensive coordinator.
Yeah. I mean, look, boys. When you have zero momentum throughout a game, pretty much, that's a red flag. That's a real, and you have the weapons they do. That's a real big red flag. I mean, there was not 2 minutes where I thought this team is a little bit in control of what's going on right now. Just nothing going their way. Jahmyr Gibbs could not find a gap. They gave him the ball as much as they could. I mean, he just had nowhere to go. They bottled him up. It's it might be, it's early, but it might be time to hit the panic button a little bit when you start seeing signs like that.
Well, a lot of it, Micah Parsons played out of his mind. The third down pass rush from Micah Parsons was a difference in that game. I know it's easy to say that, it's easy to point that out, but yeah, even that first time he came in, it was very, very plain to see that Goff was back there and he panicked. When you have Micah Parsons coming in your face, No, all right, there we go. I got a laugh out of it.
Pause.
No, but in all seriousness, when you have Michael Parsons
Pause.
coming in your face, it is a terrifying thing, and Jared Goff did not handle it well at all.
Yeah,
There it is.
I certainly agree. That's worth noting. And, you know, Jameer would have been trending on Twitter if, PPR wasn't a big thing in fantasy football. He had 10 catches, which is 10 points in fantasy. I tend to think PPR is really stupid sometimes for cases like that because he was neutralized. He didn't do anything in that game. He caught the football
Yeah.
2 times because that's the only way they can
Yes.
run offense. It's why Devon Achane's a great option in fantasy, even though the Dolphins looked like trash as well. So yeah, that's the
Yeah.
last bit I'll say for the Lions, but they've got some work to do.
Yeah. All
Some
right.
kind of underwhelming week 1 of the NFLs.
Yeah, a little bit. But hey, it was just nice to sit and enjoy it, man. It's, rain on the patio. It's still nice. It still works for me. I still like the sound of it. Doesn't bother me. I tell you what I am excited for is this next segment we got coming up right here. 2-minute timeout. This is this segment here has been a long dream of mine, and we'll see how it does. But the general gist is, prior to this podcast, we have each written one joke for each other. So, for example, I've written a joke for Elkins. Elkins has written a joke for Mao. Mao has written a joke for me. The person they are giving it to has not seen it, and we'll have to read it live. We'll see how it goes. Sports related, I would assume. That's the gist. But yeah, so first up, Mao, you're gonna read yours. So Elkins, please go ahead and
Send me
send
your
Mal
worst,
the
buddy.
text. I'm excited to see this one.
Delivered.
Well,
Delivered.
Well, guys, I just want to go ahead and start this off. Florida was flagged with a personal foul after one of their players spit on someone during their 18-16 loss to South Florida. The only person who thought that this was justified, Jalen Carter. And the only reason it was justified is because nobody died. Napier said he disciplined the player just as soon as he figures out what discipline is. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. A little bit to unpack that.
A little bit to unpack. Elkins, what do you have to say?
Was...
What do you have to say? Elkins, why don't you give us your perspective when you wrote that? What was your perspective?
So I was thinking I'm in awe of how great South Florida is, and Florida had no answer but to just spit on their guys. And, the only other instance, which ironically it also happened in week 1 of the NFL season on Thursday Night Football, on the second play of the game, for the record, was an Eagles player, Jalen Carter, spitting on the highest paid player in the NFL, Dak. So that's where we wanted to go with that.
Maybe we should all just start spitting on people. Well, maybe that should be a thing.
I mean, I am always a fan of spitting on that thing. Think it's just a lovely way to start the day.
Spitting on that thing.
Mal disrespects himself every day.
But yeah, I think Jalen Carter completely didn't think it was that bad of a spit. No one was injured or killed.
If we are on the subject, okay, it did look like Dak Prescott might have mouthed some things to Jalen Carter that might have provoked the spitting. I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories here. I'm not even going to say what Dak Prescott might have mouthed. But if you've seen some of the videos I've seen, could be a justified.
Dak just told him, that's how I spit on that thing, and then spit.
Yeah, it could be a justified.
Jalen was like, "Nah, this is how you spit on that thing," and then he showed him. Because that was a fat spit from Jalen Carter. That was a big spit.
That was a
loogie.
That was deep in his throat.
People in section 225, they saw that thing clear as day. That was a fat ass loogie. There was some phlegm in that. It
so flagrant.
All right. It is my turn. Here we go. I just received the text. Here we go. Now on to the WNBA. Paige Beckers had an absolutely historic season, averaging over 19 points per game. and 5+ boards per game on top. If she can continue this production, she should be a lock for Rookie of the Year. I bet you thought I was going to slip a joke up there, didn't you? Nope. The only thing I'm slipping up there is the green dildo that got thrown at her future Rookie of the Year.
Whoa, Dylan, what you do in your marital bed, that's all up to you, man. That's all up to you. We don't need to know about that. We don't need to know about we don't need to know about what goes on in that bed.
Has that happened again recently, or have they kind of cracked down on that?
It happened in the
I feel
NFL.
like
they've been searching bags.
Yeah, but what if somebody has it in the prison pocket?
There is only one way to sneak a dildo into a WNBA game now, and that is either
Prison
putting
pocket.
it all the way down your throat or in the prison pocket.
Prison
It's
pocket,
just-
man.
Which, by the sounds of it, Dylan
shaking
has a
my
little bit of
head.
experience with the prison pocket, so he might be able
No,
to.
get out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
SMH
Disgusting.
my head.
Yeah. Now, what? Walk us through your head writing that joke.
I saw on Twitter that Paige Beckers had an amazing game and that she was going to be the Rookie of the Year. Green dildo immediately popped into my head because, she was, if I'm not mistaken, she was the first player that kind of had the green dildo thrown at her. And what better way to write a joke than to write a joke about your homie putting a dildo up his ass?
Oh, that was supposed to be about me doing that? I did not get that from that. Elkins, did you get that from that? I did not get that
You
from
read
that.
the joke.
Negative
Yeah, it
here
didn't
for
pro-
me.
Yeah, I don't think it played that way at all.
No, you read the joke. Well, you read the joke.
Let me reread it. I bet you thought I was going to slip a joke up there, didn't you? Nope. The only thing I'm slipping up there.
Well, you're reading as if I wrote it. You're supposed to be reading it as if it's your joke.
No, I'm reading. I said I. I didn't say you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
All
what I'm
right.
saying. Yeah.
All right. Well. Okay. I don't know what else to say about that joke, but okay.
I don't either.
All right. I don't know how else you move on from that, but Elkins, you're up, brother. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
On Saturday, Oregon dominated Oklahoma State 69-3. Fans are now calling Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy a terrorist. And they're probably right for it. We haven't seen an Oklahoma bomb this bad since 1995. You know,
Tough
I-
crowd.
I actually am so glad you made a Mike Gundy joke. I had a few in my draft of how I wanted to go
Yeah.
at Mike Gundy. And
Yeah.
you know what? While we're here, I might just go ahead and run a joke for us again. Like, why not?
Real
I think
quick-
Mal's
real
was
quick
kind of an
before-
airball.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad that you understand. I was so worried no one was going to get the reference. I was like, because I just sat on Google and I just Googled because I saw the Oregon Oklahoma State score and I was like, okay. I went on Google and was like, what is some horrendous shit that has happened in Oklahoma? I was like, that's got to be on par with it. So I was like, all right, and that's the route I went.
Yeah, for our listeners, I'm gonna go ahead and bless y'all with a 2-for-1 on Oklahoma State slander. And Dylan, you care if I go ahead and roll another joke out for you?
Roll it, brother. Oh, I'm reading it. Okay,
I'll read it. I got
okay.
it pulled up
Yeah.
here.
go.
Oklahoma State got blown out so badly this weekend. Mike Gundy's headset filed for a restraining order. Gundy says he's the right man for the job, just as soon as someone reminds him what decade of football is played in. Spoiler, it's not 2007, and the mullet is not intimidating to anyone anymore.
Oh.
I kind of butchered that one a little bit, but the restraining order idea is that his haircut's pretty heinous, and his headset probably doesn't like sitting on that nappy head ass hair.
If you have to explain a joke, it's probably not the best. We kind of had to explain all three of our jokes there. We'll get better. We'll get better.
Yeah, maybe
I
this
think,
was a swing and a miss. What was the worst one? Let's go ahead and vote for the worst one.
I think the
Okay, I'm going to be honest.
kind of
The
sucks,
bonus
but
one was
The bonus one
the
was not
bonus
very
one.
good.
The bonus one was not great. Elkins, I love you. but-
Okay, so my
I didn't
thought process-
I didn't edit it at all.
He just
Look,
opened up Notes app. And just
It was the
flow.
draft. It was the draft. Yeah.
and the
I
thought
love
process behind mine was that Dylan was going to be reading it in an enthusiastic way, as if it was his own joke that he had written. That's kind of there. I think there were some misconstrued lines here.
Okay. Hey, we can all
So
get better.
that's-
This is week 1.
We can. This is week 1. But yeah, that was kind of the thought process behind mine, where Dylan was kind of reading that as, you know, a joke that he wrote. So,
With some
with some, you know, like
Yeah.
some of that.
Like when I read your joke for the first time, Mal, when you ran it by me, I completely read it a different way.
We
So
thought
I
Mal
don't
was gonna
know.
Shut the
yeah, the
that kind of
whole
flipped
premise.
back on you real quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole premise was supposed to be Dylan reading it as he is the one shoving the dildo up his own, you know, behind.
Oh my
That is
god.
that is kind of the that's
Didn't
kind of
pan
the
out
way the
that
joke
way.
was. Yeah, it didn't
Sorry.
really work out that way for me, but
Sorry.
you know, I mean, who doesn't love a last play, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, that went terribly.
Yeah, that was holy airball, boys, holy airball.
That was so
Yeah.
bad. Wow.
I think
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe we don't. Maybe
That was
we
tough.
just need to read our own jokes from here on.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll circle back, okay? we'll circle back to that. Maybe we'll
circle
come back
jerk
to that.
around to that one.
Really didn't. That didn't really pan out as well as I'd hoped it did. So
Yeah, if you
hey,
made it this
I'll,
far, I'm so sorry.
yeah, yeah. I'll you know what? I'll take that one on the chin. That was my idea. Yeah. All right. Let's just not do that. Let's move on. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and give our. You know what? I was gonna look ahead to the weekend first, and then do good boy. Why don't we do good boy first? I feel like that'll save us some slippage, because once we start talking about upcoming weekend, I feel like that'll kind of give it away. So why don't we just go ahead and get into who's a good boy? Just a reminder for everybody: you have to be a 6.5 point dog or more, and however much that team covers by, that's how many bones you get in your stash. End of the year. The loser will have to do a punishment. I know we talked about punishments. Did you guys come up with any? What do we think that the loser should have to do?
The punishments is a strange situation here, because we don't want to make it too extreme.
I had a good one. I think the loser should have to spend the entire day of the Super Bowl in a cage, like a dog cage.
That might be a little too extreme there. No,
Oh my gosh, that's brutal.
that is.
You have to watch an entire game.
Somebody
I mean,
can
a
somebody
good point.
bring you like wings and like a dog
Yes.
bowl?
No. Yeah. You can drink beer in the cage. You can, look out of the thingy in the cage, the water thingy. Don't misconstrue that. Yeah, you can do you can do everything in a cage, but you have to stay in the cage, and unless you're going to number 1 or number 2, we don't have pee-pee pads. So
What if I'm going to the Super Bowl? Do I have to bring my cage inside of the Super Bowl?
yeah, I don't know if that'll work.
I think you have to dress as a furry
Well,
if you are
TCU actually.
attending the game
rent a furry suit and walk around. That's pretty good too.
at the Super Bowl. People would be
Can
like,
you imagine what a
the hell is wrong
rented
with
furry suit would smell like?
They gotta
Don't
dry
take a
clean 'em,
black
right?
light to that thing. Don't take a black light to that thing. What quarterback is it that's a furry? I saw that somebody's a furry, right?
TCU's quarterback. I think it was
TCU's Is it
I
real?
think it was fake news. I don't think it was real. I think it was fake. The fake
All right.
CNN news agenda got to us, but
Well, hey, it was a funny joke, even if it was
it was a
fake,
very
so.
funny joke.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get it. We'll come back with more punishments next week, but let's go ahead and get into who's a good boy. Who wants to start us off?
Yeah, I mean, this is the easiest pick of the week for me.
All right, go ahead, Mal. You're taking the Tennessee Volunteers, I assume.
Clemson is not that good of a football team. Georgia Tech looks like they're going to be a little bit better. They're still a 9.5 point home dog to Clemson. Give me the Yellow Jackets. Give me the 9.5. Probably won't need it. Georgia Tech's probably going to win that game outright.
All right. So Georgia
Do
Tech.
we want to sort of digest that, Dylan?
I think Clemson is not as good as everyone thought they would be, obviously. I don't know. Gut reaction to that pick is this is a Clemson get right game.
I could see that. And the 9.5, the 9.5 still just feels high to me. It feels trappy, but it still feels too high.
I love the price of 9.5. I think that's where I was looking at that game when I was reviewing the slate, and I think Georgia Tech certainly has what it takes to play a great game. But I do agree with Dylan. They just played at home against Troy, and they were trailing at halftime. There were some conversations in the locker room at halftime that you didn't want to be a part of, and that's gonna translate to the week of practice they're putting in to prepare for this tough ACC road game. So there's definitely some elements that could favor the Tigers, but Haynes King is a tough guy, and I love watching him play football.
I still personally think that Dylan got in Dabo's head. Personally, I think Dabo sees Dylan every single night when he lays down, and whenever
Me?
Dylan looked at him and said, "Yes, you."
I didn't
Whenever
know
you
what
look at
Dylan we
Coach-
were referencing here.
Whenever you
Oh,
look at
oh.
Coach,
Oh
whenever
my
you
God,
look
I
at Coach
forgot.
Sweeney,
I completely forgot that we met Dabo Sweeney. I was like, what
When
is
you
this
looked
cat
at-
talking about right
when
now?
you looked at Coach Sweeney dead in the eyes and said, drunkenly looked Coach Sweeney in the eyes and said, "Hey, Coach, go Tigers," while you were wearing a Tennessee hat.
That was
I
actually
think-
some voodoo I put on him. That's what you guys
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
remember.
Why don't
we go ahead? Why don't we go ahead and let's go ahead and tell the listeners what we're talking about. So, I am freshly married. I am. We had my bachelor trip, and we were at this bar. Should I say the location or keep it top secret?
Keep the location.
We'll keep it secret, but we were at this bar, very non-conspicuously. You would not think anything of it. And we're walking out, and as we're walking out, there's a table right beside the door. And Mal and Elkins are in front of me, and they're walking out. And I see this guy out of the corner of my eye, and I'm the last one to leave. And I just kind of do a double take, and I look at it's Dabo Sweeney. I think he's there with his family. I wasn't looking at his family, but it was Dabo Sweeney. So I panicked. I was a little drunk, and I panicked, and so I just gave him a "Go Tigers," not in the Ed Orgeron voice, but just a straight up vanilla plain Jane "Go Tigers," and he was just kind of like, "Oh, thank you, appreciate it," like he doesn't get it 20 billion times a day.
Yes.
Maybe I put some voodoo on them, Mal. Maybe it was, they're the wrong color orange. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh.
And I had the right color orange on. So maybe
They're
it
the
was
even uglier
sarcastically.
color.
Yeah. Go Tigers,
Hey,
So that's the story behind it. Maybe I
Zubon.
did put some voodoo on him. Maybe he does dream of
Zubon.
me. He's like that one guy in that bar that night. Keeps me up.
He sees you every single night he falls asleep. He just has visions.
Got to be
of
seeing me a
Dylan.
lot more, Dabo. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
a threat?
All right. Is it a threat if you enter someone's dreams?
I don't know. We should ask
Like,
Freddy
is it
Krueger.
illegal to enter someone's dreams? Like, if I, like Elkins, if you're sleeping tonight and I'm just like, real tired.
For some reason, my head went right to the movie Inception, where they
Inception.
like hijack this
Now
guy's
that's illegal.
dream and plant
Yeah.
thoughts in his head to give away a business and type shit.
Wild. All right. So
Yeah.
Clemson, Georgia Tech against Clemson. That's what was the point
9.5.
spread on that, Mal?
9.5.
9.5. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's 9.5 points. I like that. All right. Elkins, you want to go first or next, or you want me to take it?
I can go ahead and give you my
Go ahead.
lead here for this
Yeah.
coming Saturday.
Go ahead.
This game will kick off at 5 o'clock Eastern time in Reno, Nevada. where a game between the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders will be playing the Nevada Wolfpack, and Middle Tennessee State is a 9.5 point underdog, and you can get them for plus 270 on the money line. I'm taking Middle Tennessee State here due to the lack of quarterback play that Nevada has. For probably you two, and for most of the people that will hear me say this, Nevada's quarterback is named Chuba Purdy. And that last name probably sounds familiar for a lot of people
That
because
sounds
it
like a
is
bad fantasy
it is
name, fantasy team name right
Yeah.
now.
it is
Like
that is Brock.
Chuba Hubbard and Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that is Brock Purdy's little brother. He is the starting quarterback for Nevada, and this is his third college team. So lots of question marks for him to figure out how he wants to be remembered, I guess. But I think Middle Tennessee State's got enough talent to go in and get this win in Reno.
Dylan?
Quick question. What the hell happened there? Brock to Chuba.
Brock to Chupa.
That's quite a flip in terms of naming convention, right?
Yeah, I don't know where the parents were thinking there. Brock is a very normal name, and then Chuba.
You would expect like a Steve or like a Brad or something, Chuba's
Wandale
like left
Purdy.
field.
Yeah.
Wandale Purdy. Yeah, Chuba seems a little out of left field. That's definitely
Yeah.
that is definitely a bad fantasy football team right now. Chuba Purdy.
Yeah,
Somebody out
'cause
there, and they're definitely 0-1 this week. They definitely
No.
lost.
If you're 0-1,
Definitely.
raise your hand.
I went 3-0. I won all my leagues. I'm cooking right
Damn.
now. So
Yeah, if
That could be me.
if his name is any indicator of how he's played this year, he hasn't thrown a passing touchdown and he has 3 interceptions. He's gonna have to throw for a couple to cover 9.5 for sure. So go take that 9.5, please.
I like that. That's a
I
good pick. MTSU right down the road from me. Shout out the Blue Raiders. That's where Vandy's old coach is, correct?
Yeah, Derek. What's his
Derek
name?
Mason.
Derek Mason.
Yeah, Derek Mason. Yeah, he's
I
there.
remember when I was
I
living
I
up there
see.
when they
I
first
see the
started.
blue. I see the bill. You remember Mal? You remember the billboards
Yeah.
that are everywhere? Yeah. He is.
Yeah, yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. I hope he does well. So, yeah. All right, Middleton. So you said they were 9.5. Is that right? So both of you guys are at 9.5.
We're both
Nine
at
and a
9.5.
half.
Them only being plus what 270 money line at 9.5. Is that computing to you? That's a little strange to me. Seems like they should be more plus money.
That
What is
that
Georgia
was
Tech
the
at plus money, Mal?
odds.
Let's see. I can tell you real quick.
I'd say it'd be like a 340, right? That's usually what it ends up being, maybe more.
If I had
don't
to
know.
guess, just because the nature of like Clemson being a ranked team, that Georgia Tech
Georgia
will be
Tech's-
closer to 3-1.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech is a +2. Yeah, plus 250 for Georgia Tech.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. So you guys are 2 9.5-point dogs. I went a little bit more conservatively. This might be a layup, but it is 6.5 points as of Monday night right now, at 9:30 at night. I have Texas A&M plus 6.5 versus Notre Dame. Let me tell you something. I watched Notre Dame play. I don't see it. Notre Dame to me is one of those teams where name carries you way farther than anything you do on the field. I mean, yes, they made the playoff last year, but I don't know. There's something not clicking for me when I turn them on the TV, and it hasn't been there the past few years for me. And I think there was a drop off. Yeah, they have Jeremiah Love. He's a fantastic running back. Absolutely fantastic running back. But he's about to play an SEC defensive line. They see running backs like that. They're a dime a dozen SEC. Pretty close to it. He's good, but I mean, I'm not buying in the hype. I like Texas A&M here. Marcel Reed's an absolute playmaker. He's electric. Notre Dame's defense, I think, has fallen off a little bit from last year. So give me Texas A&M 6.5. I think things are going to start turning around for Texas A&M. They have the money. I think they have the coach, and Mike Elko. I think he's a good coach. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just time. So I'll take Texas A&M 6.5. I like him outright, but I definitely think they should cover 6.5. If not,
I do like that pick. Texas A&M, they're going to play in 4 or 5 environments that are going to be
10
brutal
times harder than that.
and yeah, certainly more
Sorry to the
difficult.
people of Notre Dame, but I ain't buying the touchdown. Jesus is a hard place to play. NIU came in there and beat you. And when you had a playoff team, that's tough. Tennessee, we
National
had Georgia State come in
championship.
and beat us. Yeah, we had Georgia State come in and beat us, but we were also won like 2 games that year, so a little bit
Yeah,
different. But
I will give a little bit of props to Notre Dame. I think they started gaining some confidence down the stretch of that Miami game. CJ Carr was making plays, but he's going to have to win this game for Notre Dame. It's Jeremiah Love is going to get neutralized. CJ Carr's going to have to use his arm, and this Texas A&M defense, I think, will make enough plays. If they get a turnover, it's going to start turning really hard in A&M's favor.
Well,
it
I mean,
just
the
seems
only
like
way
it's a
Notre
big
Dame-
jump. Sorry, go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say the only way Notre Dame wins this game or even stays close in this game is if they do get the run game going. If they get Jeremiah Smith is going, they're going to have to open running lanes, and it is possible that they don't have a bad offensive line. They do have a good offensive line, and this could be a little bit of a look ahead spot. Probably not as much because Florida's dog shit. Florida goes into A&M next week, correct? Next week.
I'd have to look. I'm not familiar.
I believe they go.
I
in
just
there,
think it's a big Elkins. What you were saying with CJ Carr, that seems like a tall order for a guy to take on that workload as a first year starter. It's tough, and I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. That's a tall order, and
Yeah.
I'll stick with Texas A&M 6.5.
I'll tell you exactly what A&M's game plan is. I mean, I'm the defensive mind here, and Mal and Dylan are much more offensive minded guys. They could tell me stuff about the O-line that I've never heard in my life before. Like I probably didn't know what a pulling guard was until I was like 15. But
The sign of
but
manhood.
but this Texas A&M defense, they are practicing for one thing and one thing only, and that is to make CJ Carr win this game. Jeremiah Love is not going to win this game for Notre Dame. It's got to be CJ Carr, and that is a tall task, like you were saying. So I do like your pick a lot. I think Notre Dame has a huge advantage in that they have or had a bye here in week 2. So that's the only thing they've really got going for them.
Yeah. Anything else on this segment, boys? Are you ready to start looking ahead here to this weekend, man? I'm pumped. I'm very, very excited. I will be boots in the ground in Knoxville. Let's just go ahead and get it. This is what we're all here for. Let's be real.
Get into it.
I'm here for Dogs Vols. I'll be boots on the ground. I'll be up in the rafters, but damn, did I save some money. I bought them early last week, and prices have doubled since I bought them. So me and Timmy, my father, will be there. Very excited. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I mean, how do you want to attack this thing, Mal? I feel like you kind of already said your piece with Kirby Smart. I don't want to rehash that because I've heard it 20 million times already.
I mean, I'm going to rehash it in a different way. Why do you think prices have doubled? Why do you think the price of the ticket? Why do you think the get-in price for this game have doubled? Because Tennessee fans
College
have
game
hope.
day is a factor. College game day is
Tennessee
a
fans have
factor.
hope.
Yeah. I personally think this is set up, outside looking in, this is set up to be, this is the most winnable it's been in the past, I'll say, really 7 years. This is, if we compare them the week before, going into all of them, to me, this is setting up for us to be the most winnable. Now, will we win? I don't know.
This is also the first SEC game, or the first time that we have played to where it is the first SEC game for both of us.
Yeah, it's weird. They flipped us. So we usually play Florida in this spot, and they flipped the games. Florida is now our second to last game or something like that, and we have Georgia week 3. How do you feel about it, really, Mal? Like, how do you feel about the offense at Georgia, and what are you expecting to see out there Saturday?
I mean, realistically, every single year with Georgia, we go through the same thing. We go through Carson Beck sucks. We're not doing anything on offense. We're just throwing screen passes. The wide receiver screen is an extension of the run game. Yada yada yada. Throw the ball, push the ball downfield. We hear it every single year.
Mm-hmm.
But magically, whenever Georgia needs to push the ball downfield, and we saw this last year in the SEC Championship with Gunnar Stockton, we saw this against Notre Dame with Gunnar Stockton, even though that game did not go the way we needed it to. And we saw it with Carson Beck quite a bit as well. When Georgia needs to push the ball downfield, they can push the ball downfield. Georgia fans, for whatever reason, they don't buy the Kirby talk. Now, the Kirby talk is Kirby talk, but it's also slightly true. When Georgia is playing these teams that are just far and away completely outmatched, the only thing they can do is just give cushion and pray. And so when that is the case, Gunnar is taught to check the ball to the receiver. Because if we've got guys that can get out in space, we've got Colby Young, we've got Zachariah Branch, we've got these receivers in space that can make guys miss. If you're going to give them space, yes, you've got to throw the screen. That's how you do it. On the flip side of that, our offensive line has looked like dog shit. There's no easy way to say it. Offensive line is not good at all.
There's a few interesting matchups here that you're talking about and pointing out, and I tend to agree with you on them. I think there's two really big ones in my eyes. The first one being Georgia's wideouts versus Tennessee's corners. It kind of broke today that neither of Tennessee's starting corners will be playing in this game. Ricky Gibson's out. Jermon McCoy is still recovering from ACL injury he had in January. That's interesting. Now, the freshmen did play well. They graded well on PFF, but this is a whole new ball game. That is a big matchup that'll determine things, and Gunnar getting it to him downfield really, because I would, with Zachariah Branch and the talent you have at wideout, I would assume he's going to get open.
I mean, it's going to be a Zachariah Branch and Colby Young. It's going to be those two guys that are going to have to truly get open.
Yeah, and then on the other side of the coin that you mentioned, Georgia's offensive line against Tennessee, where I think Tennessee's, strongest point is right now on defense is D-line. They rotate 15, 20 guys throughout the game. They're deep. We had some injuries. Jackson Moyes coming off an injury, didn't play last week. If we can get these guys healthy and back in there, I look at our D-line and I see a lot of talent. We had a guy, Tyree West, who played a lot of snaps last year, and he got leapfrogged. He was a big part of our defense last year and got leapfrogged by a young guy. The talent on the D-line is for real, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. I really don't know. I hope Tennessee wins. My hope, as we've played you guys every year, real hope has diminished. This year, it's about the same. I'm just kind of at the point where it's like, you got to show me before I buy in. But like I said, I think this outside looking in is set up to be the most winnable game for Tennessee in the past 7 years. But will it happen?
And then
you can't get out coached second half. That's really it.
And I mean, if you look at the games, I mean, I think the winning margin the past 4 or 5 years has been 27 points or something like that. That's not going to be this weekend. In my opinion, every single one of those years, I've looked at Dylan. I've said Georgia's going to win this game by 17 points, and a lot of the times they win by 17 points. Mm-hmm. This year, I'm looking at you saying, if you're going to take an under this weekend, I think you take the Georgia-Tennessee under.
What's that total at?
I actually hadn't even looked at that. I haven't looked much on it. All I know is that I do have Georgia at the minus 4.5 for $150. So hopefully that plays well for me.
All right. Well, hey, we'll see how it plays out, buddy. I'll be boots on the ground. I'll be, beer in hand.
I'm certainly excited for this game.
50.5 is the total.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm really excited for it. My mind immediately goes to, this is going to be great film for Bama to look at when we're getting ready for Georgia and Tennessee later this year, because this is an early must-win game. You can lose 2 now and still potentially have a bye in the playoff. But you don't want to lose one early, and ironically, Bama lost week 1. Whatever. We can't afford to lose number 2. So this is going to be a game that we watch critically. certainly with playing Georgia later this month. But I think it'll be interesting to see the matchup at receiver and DB for Tennessee trying to hold down these talented receivers Georgia has. So,
Yeah.
fun game. Last note I'll say about it is if you're making your first away game start anywhere, you would not want it to be in Neyland Stadium.
No.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal.
And that's the thing. It's Gunner has experience in Mercedes-Benz and the Superdome. 50%
different type
of his
of noise.
games have been started. Exactly. 50% of his games have been started at neutral sites. So he's going into a jungle this weekend.
Yeah. We'll see how it turns out.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little scared.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think there's two outcomes for this, Mal. Outcome one is Tennessee gets up and stays up. Outcome two is Tennessee gets up and loses it. I think we'll come out fast. I think we'll put our cards on the table early. But it's that same story. It's been like this for, it seems like, a decade now. Kirby makes the best adjustments you've ever seen in your entire life at halftime, and nothing happens second half. Nothing. The only, yeah. So we'll see. But enough of that. We can only talk. We can sit here. I could talk about this game for 14 hours. I could talk about it till I leave to go. I could, from now until Friday, Saturday, I could sit here and talk about it. But we'll give the people something else. I know we kind of talked about USF Miami. We don't have to rehash it. Like I said, I think USF is in a spot to kind of get beat handedly. But
cancel CW Network.
Cancel CW. Yeah, we kind of already got into this.
And if I can go, I do have another winner right now. Carson Beck is winning. Carson Beck is winning.
Yep.
He lost his girlfriend. He lost his Lambo, but damn it, he did not lose his ability to throw a football. And that's what you need if you're going to be a college football quarterback.
Hey, it's been a rough year, he said. Been a rough year, he said. His Lambo got broken into. So
he acted like Georgia kept him in a fucking dog cage and didn't allow him to eat but like twice a day, and we fed him scraps.
Essentially our punishment for...
Yeah, basically.
that might be our punishment for Good Boy. Yeah, I think that. That might be our punishment.
Well, I will segue to what was an SEC West game to just for our look ahead here to the weekend. I'm loving this Arkansas Ole Miss game. I think it's going to be a fun game, a close game. I've not seen anything from Ole Miss's quarterback play to make me think they're going to win this game easily. On the flip side, Arkansas is preparing their ass off week in, week out. Every single game is a potential opportunity to fire Sam Pittman. So they're fighting for that. It is. I love Pittman. I root for him every single day I can. But I think this could be a really good game, and Ole Miss is gonna have to bring it.
I'll throw the hand up. It is our fault that he is still at Arkansas. We gave him like a year extension pretty much when he beat Tennessee at home. But looking back on it, Nico just sucks. So.
Oh, dude, Nico at UCLA has been one of the
I stay up every Saturday. Like, the hate watch has made me
biggest hate watch.
So happy. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we don't have to get into it because that's a whole nother thing. But
hey,
I was going to say, let's talk about the second leg of the home and home between Alabama and Wisconsin.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I want to hear Elkins.
Elkins, break down the game. How you feeling? How do you see this thing going?
Well, if football was played with three quarterbacks on the offense, I would certainly think Alabama has the best team in the country by far. We had a multi-passing touchdown game last week. Granted, it's ULM, but Ty Simpson went 17 for 17. I don't care at what level you're playing football. 17 for 17 is something that's notable. And I think he certainly woke up a little bit and realized that he's going to have to buckle it up and play some Alabama standard football. And Wisconsin will be the first mini test. I would call it a mini test because they're an average Big Ten team, and if you're a top dog in the SEC, you're shrugging these games off easy. And we took care of business at Camp Randall a year ago, did the jump around, had a little bit of fun up there, and I certainly think we'll do more of the same this week. I'd like to see us run for 200 plus. I think that's something that's probably pushing it, but I want to see us run for 200 plus yards on Saturday.
Just grind nose football.
Yeah, let's get
Let's
get
spit
two
on Kalen
quarterbacks in the
DeBoer.
game.
Get him fired up. Everybody just spit on everyone in the stands. If you're going to Bryant Denny Stadium this Saturday, when
Hawk
Kalen DeBoer's
Tua.
walking, when he's walking through that tunnel, just give him a good old hawk. Just spit on the guy. That'll get him fired up.
Just imagine this though, like instead of every school's got their thing like roll tide on the kickoff, but
Yeah.
just change it. Everyone just spits as far as they can. That would be so gross. 100,000 people just spraying. I don't know
It would
why
just
I
look like
thought of that.
mist. It would look like mist, I would assume.
Like when you said everyone spits on DeBoer, immediately my brain was like, okay, every single person in the stadium just spitting on kickoff. Just
Might as well.
the upper
spit.
deck. You
Yeah,
would not want to be sitting in like the
spit.
third
the
row
people
behind the bench.
underneath the upper deck are like, this is why we paid $13,000 for these tickets, so we don't get spit on our head. Yeah. Dude, that or they just do like a communal bucket, like as soon as gates open, when you're coming in, everybody spits in a bucket, and then at the end they just put it in one big. They just make the world's biggest loogie, and that's the coach's Gatorade bath. We're really breaking the mold here, folks.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear this.
Everybody bet green for the Gatorade color.
You're not going to hear this anywhere else. So, do we want to jump
Yeah.
into NFL, or do you want any other closing notes on this weekend ahead of college football?
Closing notes this weekend ahead of college football. Don't be surprised if Billy Napier and the Florida Gators walk into Death Valley and just win for no reason whatsoever.
I love
That's a
to
fair point.
give the Mountain West love any chance I can. So shout out, UNLV last week beating UCLA. UCLA's playing another Mountain West team this weekend that's probably pretty trash, but New Mexico Lobos.
Lobos, yeah.
They-
Lobos. If
Nico's
Nico
gotta
doesn't
get
get
right.
us win here, he better get into streaming or something. Like, he better start hooking up with Speed or Sketch.
Yeah, I think
his career's already kind of in the dump. I think he
him
kinda
and
killed himself.
him and DJU could probably start up a business with the NIL money that was wasted on them.
Yeah.
Split time as Amazon drivers.
Yeah.
And then one last game I actually did kind of want to talk to the boys about is Vanderbilt, South Carolina.
No. I have nothing to say about that game. You guys can talk. I'll say this. It's not about the game. It's about the teams. Diego Pavia, tired of him. South Carolina, I don't give them the time of day. They're a bunch of cheaters. Lenore Sellers is so overrated. That's my 2 cents. I'll mute my mic. You guys have fun.
Somebody's still salty about South Carolina beating Tennessee a few years ago, but
They cheated. Connor Stallions came out and said that he gave them the signs. They cheated. So that's all I have
it
to
don't
say. Go
matter.
ahead.
When the cards are stacked against you, that's whenever that's when you still gotta win. No, but
Yeah,
I think this is just an interesting game. Both teams, Pavia, is the train still rolling? We're gonna find out. South Carolina, if they are a legit team in the SEC, this should be a game that they win pretty easily. So I think we're gonna learn a lot about both teams this Saturday and the kind of threat level of both teams.
Yeah, when you're betting on college football, you're either a bettor that just looks at prices or you look at teams. And I think it's important to look at both. Vandy being plus 4.5 has me thinking they're going to win this game. They obviously had some sort of conversation at Virginia Tech this weekend, and if you don't know, they won that second half 34-0. So some conversations were had where they are playing some good ball, and South Carolina hasn't had that wow factor yet. You know, if Lenoris is to win the Heisman, he's going to have to win this game, and he's certainly going to have some Heisman moments later down the season. Um, but this one's got all the makings to be a really fun matchup. It's a night game at Williams-Brice, so um, yeah, I'm with you, Mal. I think that's a very
Yeah.
notable game, a great nightcap for a lot of people.
Let's just hope Diego Pavia's brothers don't get arrested. Get kicked out of the game
Jesus.
again. So
That was
stand up, guy. Stand up, family. Kiss my ass. Okay, let's go ahead and switch it over to the NFL here. There's really two big games. I went through the slate. Not a lot of 0-1 versus 0-1. A lot of there's two games I circled. First one being Broncos Colts. I think that's shaping up. That'd be a pretty good game. Second one's Chiefs Eagles. So I'll let the Broncos, resident house, Mr. Pelkin, take it away.
Yeah, my mind immediately went to what did the Broncos do good week one, and that's play defense. So what did the Colts do well in week one? And they played good defense as well. So I like the under in that game, from a betting side of things. From a raw fan emotion side of things, I am a little bit nervous for this game. I just don't see the Colts being able to put up numbers on us. They might be able to run the ball well down the stretch in the fourth quarter. I think Jonathan Taylor is one of those guys that you want on your team in the fourth quarter to be able to establish the run and make big plays. So, Colts certainly have a good spot in that game. Um, but Bo Nix is going to have to start making some good throws, and he had probably one or two against the Titans, but
Yeah.
you know,
I think your free money of the week in the NFL is going to come from that Bears Lions game though.
Taking the Bears.
No, taking the Lions actually on a get right game. Depending on
right.
what happens here, we are 17-12 with 9 minutes left in this game. If the Bears go on to win this game and they win it by a couple touchdowns, you could see
What
a
up,
world where
spot?
the Bears are favored walking into Ford Field. Could see a spot where they're favored.
I think it's too early for that. If it was like two more weeks of no production from the Lions, then I could say that. But I think it's too early. People are very stubborn in their preseason thoughts. I think we've seen it with the AP poll. We've seen it with college football bets. We've seen it with all that jazz. I right now, if I had to give a line off the top of my head,
I mean,
I'd
you
say
might
Lions.
see it at 2.5.
I was about to say Lions 2.5 to 3. Yeah. So
And even
Yeah.
2.5 in that spot feels good. I mean, I feel like this is a game that the Lions could come in and kind of dominate from the start because the talent's
Right.
there. I mean, we all know the talent's there for the Detroit Lions.
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, agreed. And my overreaction, the reason I think the Lions don't make the playoffs is because of how good the Bears are going to be this year. I think the Bears have a lot of good pieces on that team, but I don't want to rant on that game. We've got a few more to touch on. We got a Super Bowl rematch next week.
We do.
And brother, let me go ahead and say this. Yes, my wife is an Eagles fan, but let me tell you something right here. Let me tell you what's about to go down in this game. I've seen the script. I don't know, Mal. I told you I've been reading NFL scripts lately. I'm finding them, and
They're
I'm
out
reading
there.
them. They're out there. They're on the internet. If you just search a little hard, folks. Just got to go through Yahoo, not Google. But let me tell you how this game's going to go, and I'm fairly confident in this. You look at the game last week between the Eagles and the Cowboys. You look at that game, and there was really one thing that stood out to me. Saquon didn't play bad, but he didn't have a Saquon moment. This man, Saquon Barkley, when the lights are the absolute brightest, when things are set up to be a big moment, that is when he shines. So you can go ahead and take this to the bank because this is going to happen. He's going to break one long run for a touchdown early, and it's going to kill their spirits. And then you're just going to get hit again. And the Chiefs they don't have enough weapons to keep up. They not at the moment, especially if Xavier Worthy is not playing. I'm assuming he's not. They don't have enough weapons. It's going to get a hand early. Eagles will hit the brakes. Look for a Eagles 12-plus point win.
That's
I totally agree with that.
that's one of the ways I see this game going. I'm really hoping I don't own Xavier Worthy in fantasy, but if he is active for this game, I like the Chiefs to win by a field goal or lose by a field goal. That's it right there. And I do think this will be a very high scoring game. The DBs of the Eagles are a mess right now. So that's a spot where they're gonna be having to play they're gonna have to play well. Certainly to win by 2 scores, but Xavier Worthy being inactive would be a huge benefit for those DBs.
I agree. I agree. Mal, do you have anything to say about this game?
That game.
Damn, we got to put some WD-40 on that chair, brother. That thing, you just sat up. That sounded like my right knee joint. You're squeaking, brother. It's like a PetSmart. Listen to that thing.
Damn right, baby. If your chair don't squeak,
I bet
you even
your housemates are thinking you're having a really fun time right now.
oh, dude, I'm having a blast.
Yeah,
I am having a blast.
yeah. We gotta grease that thing up for next week, Mal.
I'll get you. I'll go to the Home Depot and get me a WD-40. Get me a little. Actually, I might have some downstairs.
That is a loud ass chair, brother. He was sitting back and he goes, "No." He was like, "Let me tell you, dude, lean up again. Let's hear it. Lean up again." You ain't sneaking up. Oh,
I ain't sneaking up on nobody.
You ain't sneaking up on a damn soul.
Nah, if your chair ain't squeaking, you ain't eating, baby.
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt.
I swear he's just been unbuttoning one button every segment we do.
Every segment. It started at his clavicle and just worked down slowly.
Yeah, come on.
Do you guys want to wrap this thing up? Do you guys want to do the Bitchy Derby?
Let's do the Bitchy Derby.
Any other
Let's
remaining points in the NFL? Any other quick points we want to get off our chest?
I think Cam Ward's got his first opportunity to put the world on notice this weekend.
I love
Michael
that.
Penis, Sunday Night Football. Look out.
There you go. There you go. All right, so let me introduce this next segment, last segment of the night. This is going to be a staple here on the show. This is how we're going to end the show. We call it the Bitchy Derby. We're going to do a virtual horse race between our 3 horses. And whatever one of those horses wins, the person has a minute to have the floor, last closing thoughts, and that's how we'll end the episode. So I have it set up here. Let me get the stopwatch set up for a minute, but let me go ahead and share this so you guys can see. Share the screen. All right. Let me know if you guys can see this. Can you guys see this?
Oh, we can see it.
Oh, yeah, there's music. I'll turn it down. It's very annoying. 30-second race. At the top, we got Elkins' horse. Then we got Mal, and then me, of course. All right, boys. How we feeling? Any last words before you might have another last word? 2? All right. Here we go, boys.
Broncos are going to do it for us here.
There we go.
All right, I like this.
Come on.
You don't want to be Elkins right now. You do not want to be Elkins right now.
No, it's too early.
You do not want to be Elkins right now.
I got something to say.
Nah, Dylan's making a charge. Dylan's making a charge.
I got something to say.
Dylan's going to make a charge, but then he's going to fall off. This is exactly where I want to be, baby. Come on.
8 seconds.
Get up. No, this ain't where I want to be. Actually, this is exactly where I want to be.
3 seconds.
8 away.
This is exactly where I want to be.
All right. I'm toast.
Let's get a little serious here, boys. As everybody knows, the University of Georgia is getting ready to pull in a Neyland Stadium, and they're going to play the Tennessee Volunteers. I have seen a lot of hope come out of this Tennessee Volunteer Twitterverse, the X, the Everything app verse, and they actually have hope this year. There's a lot of hope, a lot of hope fiending from that Tennessee Volunteer fan base. But there's one thing that they're missing, and that's the fact that Josh Heupel, Bobby Hill, is Kirby Smart's bitch. He has never beat Kirby Smart. It's never been close. And I know everything I said earlier. Oh, I'm a little scared. As for the podcast, this is Mal talking right here to you. Georgia's going to go in there. They're going to get up early. Tennessee spirits are going to be broken. They're going to realize it is all over again. Here we go again. The train keeps on rolling. Give me Kirby Smart. Give me the Dogs by 28.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first episode of the Pass Club. We appreciate it so much. Go ahead. Go to our socials. We're at Pass Club Pod on everything. Subscribe, like, share it with somebody. And thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week.